like to thank you, Brother John. I would like to invite you to tune in to Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 every Monday and every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jams.
Hey,
WUJM, St. Petersburg, 99 Jams.
the bird.
Wow.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAC.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool. What's good?
It's Freestyle Friday. We made it through
Freestyle
another
Friday.
week.
We made it through another week. How about that?
Now it's the weekend.
So if you was born on a Friday,
hmm
does that mean like you made it to the beginning of another week?
Things that make you say,
Because I mean, the week ends, we say Saturday, but
Yeah.
when does your week start? What if your week start on Friday?
Well, you know what? A lot of people do their week on their work week.
The work schedule, yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
yeah,
do. So
yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Thursday is my Friday." You know what I mean?
Because I don't have to work on the
Friday
Friday.
or Saturday.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or you know how that goes. So
Yeah,
they go by their work
They go
schedule.
by their work schedules, but yeah, the week ended. But yeah, I don't know where that came from.
I don't know.
Totally random. But it is Freestyle Friday, so and with the end of the week, however you measure it. So you can join the conversation. Y'all call in live 727-637-2416 and let us know what you're thinking on this fine Freestyle Friday.
How's your Friday so
So
far?
so good. I mean, it's
It's real early.
this is the first thing I'm doing today. So
This is the first time I have done 3 things this morning before I got here.
already. Okay.
Other than wake up.
Other than wake up and get ready to come here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is like the first thing that I've done
Okay.
today. So yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna say this again. I said it on really all week, Monday and Wednesday. Congratulations to everybody that's doing something positive and being a good neighbor. I
Say it
appreciate
again.
that. Congratulations to everyone that's doing something positive and being a good neighbor.
'Cause that is like, yeah.
I appreciate it.
You know what? Okay, so this is my neighborly thing that I've done.
Okay.
For some reason, the mailman keeps on giving me my neighbor's mail,
Okay.
and I keep taking it over to them.
That's a good neighbor.
I thought so.
That's a good neighbor. Yeah. That's a good neighbor. Thank you for being a good neighbor. Yeah. Yeah. So I took my neighbors some food. So after the neighborhood association, it's a heart thing, was Tuesday night. And so it was like the annual holiday party, but it wasn't on holiday.
Okay.
So it was just the annual neighborhood
Well,
party.
I mean, if we look up anything on this day,
It's always a holiday.
it's always a holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was Tuesday, and so they brought some food over, and it was just too much. And so I took it and gave it to my neighbors.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
that was the neighborly thing that I did. Yeah.
Good morning. Do you wanna say good morning first? Or I know you already told
No,
her
go
good
ahead.
morning.
Go ahead. No. Oh, wait.
It's
Hey, I did tell her good morning, but good morning, sweetie. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Good morning to Sean. You know,
Yeah. I appreciate it.
you see how that goes? It's
I
like
do,
I
yeah.
let you go ahead and do what you need
Thank
to
you
do
very
first.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate
You know,
that. I
you're the
appreciate
first one to walk in that house.
She's kind of special. Yeah, no, she's really special. Not even a kind of. She's amazing.
So what you got planned for this weekend?
So I'm going to a memorial service. I'm actually
Okay.
going to be traveling this weekend. So
Okay.
I'm going to a memorial service for my great uncle.
Okay.
A couple ways you can say it. We talked about that, right?
Mhm.
That's my daddy uncle.
Mhm.
My
Your grandma,
my
brother.
grandma brother.
Yeah.
My great uncle. But yeah, going to his memorial service, and it's one of those ones that's kind of hitting hard because he's the last one on that line.
Okay.
You know that grandparent
Yeah.
great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the last one in that line, and so a lot of the history, a lot of the stories kinda go with him, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That does kinda like hit like on my side, like my grandmother's baby sister is still alive
Okay.
and my grandfather's baby sister
Okay.
is still alive.
So great aunts.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But then when they gone, like
Yeah.
a lot go with them.
It does.
Yeah, and it's just like you're looking at the tree, the family tree.
'Cause
Those
as
branches.
kind of because right
Yeah.
now I'm looking at I think there's 5 generations of us.
Okay.
Um, let me
Mhm.
yeah, there's 5 generations of us right now.
Okay. I haven't done that. I need to kind of see
Mhm.
how many generations we have.
Mhm.
This is still here, right? But yeah, no, that's a thing. So I'll be doing that this weekend. So I'll be on
Okay.
the road, and then what else? Nothing too much. Like after that, I think that's gonna be enough.
You just kinda
Yeah,
like
yeah, just kind of just let that do.
I know tonight I have, Urban Ink.
Okay,
We have the
yeah,
Sip,
that's
Puff,
right.
and Paint.
Okay.
Tonight this is, the 3rd year anniversary of tattoo shop opening.
I know. Was it last year or the year before they were doing free tattoos or $20 tattoos
Okay,
on the
so
anniversary?
every, Friday the 13th, we
Okay,
do $13 tattoos,
okay, gotcha.
with they're really $20
Okay,
because it's $13 tattoos, $5 tip.
okay, all right.
And
So
then
you
it's
write the tip into the
yeah, you just kinda put it in
gratuity,
there.
yeah.
I mean, and when you come, we're hoping that you, like, tip the artist a little bit more.
Right.
Um,
But it bring people through the door more than
but those are the craziest days.
right.
Like, we're in the so I worked in the tattoo shop on those days all the time.
You
Like,
you do tattoos?
I don't do tattoos.
Okay,
So what I do for Urban Ink, I am his event coordinator.
okay, gotcha.
So, any events that he's having, I'll help him coordinate it and get it done. So you'll always see me there on special days.
Okay,
And then I hop in and out. Everybody thinks that like I'm his secretary,
okay.
which is fine. Everybody
Not
thinks
the
that
case.
I'm Brain's secretary, which is fine. So if I see that they're busy, I hop in and then I'll just run the register,
Okay,
and stuff
okay.
like that. Anything he needs,
Right.
like when he had COVID, I kind of make sure everything was, a-okay for him.
Right.
We've been, he's been my homie before I knew what a homie was.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that's a long time.
You know,
That's a
so
long
we've
time,
been
yeah.
rocking for a long, long time.
Oh,
And
that's
that's the
what's
thing
up.
is, I was thinking like I have some really dope friends that I met throughout my adulthood, but I have some amazing friends that I've known like all my life. Like
Right.
we I've never known life without them almost, like, from 2, 3 years
Yeah,
old and
yeah.
old, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
okay.
and he's one of those people.
Okay, no, I got you. And y'all still talk on a regular basis, right?
Yes.
'Cause I got people that I know from, way back then, but
Mhm.
we don't talk all the time, though.
Like, so I have different groups of friends, right?
Mhm.
And I could say most of them are, like, 20 plus friendships
Okay, yeah,
or even
yeah,
longer.
yeah.
Chris is, probably more in the 40 because I'm 42. So,
Okay, so from, like,
like,
way back,
way back.
from the
So, like,
beginning, yeah.
let's say, like, 39 or so, like,
Okay.
39 years. But, like, we talk about, like, retirement, like, "Hey, do we want our kids to take care of us, or do we all wanna be in a nursing home together? We done rolled out this life together and did all this stuff. We might as well be in our wheelchairs
Just
together."
yeah.
You know what I mean? And our kids know we're in good hands.
Nursing homes?
Well, we had to what does that look like for you right now in your mind?
In my mind, I ain't going to no nursing home.
Okay.
In my mind, my children gonna hold me down.
I thought about that, but then we thought about buying some land and then, like, building a house,
Yeah,
and then it so
wherever we at, whether we on some land and we got a whole compound, or if
you're right,
we
we was thinking about the compound.
or if we in the trailer on the lot, like, I think my children will hold me down.
I think my kids will hold me down too.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm praying.
uh,
Yeah.
Cheyenne is not gonna let me down. Naquan won't
Okay.
let me down,
Okay.
Latalia won't let me down. I know, yeah.
Yeah. No, it'll be something if they try to do anything other than hold me down. It'll be a problem between them if any one of them. But I don't think they will. I think my girls, they got me.
Your girls got you.
My girls
If
got me.
not, your grandkids do.
Nah, them boys, they're something else. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Not yet. It's still early.
It's
Yeah,
still
the
early.
jury's still out on them boys. But I know my girls will hold me down. I know they will. So I was on a panel with Mr. Edmond and a few others on one of these nights last week. I think it was Wednesday night.
Mhm.
We were on the panel Reimagine, and it was amazing over at the Warehouse Arts District. We did a panel discussion, um, and it was basically artists who were incarcerated, formerly incarcerated artists, and they
Mhm.
had their art on display, and they were just telling their story about
Oh,
how
that's
art brought them
dope.
through. Yeah, yeah, it was. It was amazing.
I love to hear the success stories of returning citizens.
Yeah,
You know, when
yeah.
they actually find their way, they're not back in the streets or whatever got them incarcerated.
Mhm.
I really loved it. But you know
Yeah.
what? I see because I know there's women
Mhm.
that's incarcerated, but when we think about it, I know we strictly go to the men, like, in our
It's
mind.
true. It's true.
And I'm such an advocate for Black men
Mhm.
that, like, I'm always ready to do, like, a backflip for you. Even though if I can't do it, like, in my mind, when I see that, like,
Yeah.
a Black man has been successful and have beat the odds,
Right.
like, in my mind, I have did, like, 5 backflips and then a round off.
A round off. You
Yeah.
do the round off into the backflip.
Yeah,
You
like,
do
I
round
do
off
the round
first,
off, so, like, you do backflip, backflip, backflip,
and
backflip,
then okay.
and then the twist, round off, land.
Oh, yeah, you got that
That's
whole
me.
thing
So if you
all in your
say,
mind.
yeah, all in my mind.
That's right.
If you see me do it, just know,
Okay. Yeah, something big happened.
yeah.
But it was great. It was in conjunction with the Well. Shout out to Dr. Butler, the Green Book of Tampa Bay, Hillary Van Dyke, and Joshua Bean. Also, artist Alfred Cleveland, Catherine Weaver was there.
Mhm.
She was sharing her story about how she was incarcerated for 10 days, but the felony label, how it follows you,
Mhm.
and the barriers that that created. She gave a perspective on that.
Because she
Yeah.
wasn't charged,
Well, she was charged, but
but it wasn't filed.
no, she was charged and sentenced. But
Oh, whoa.
I guess she did like 10 days. But you know, you do 10 days while you waiting on the outcome or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what she did her time, and then after that, she got sentenced to like probation or something. But that felony
It follows you.
label, yeah,
Even if you get arrested, right, and you're
mhm,
not charged, like, if you're
that's still a thing.
it's
Yeah,
still a thing. Even if they don't file it, the charges is dropped,
yeah. The
but
arrest remains.
the arrest doesn't remain.
Yeah, talk to your state senator about that. Let's see if we can change that.
Okay,
How do we
I
change
don't
that?
know.
Let's talk to our representatives in government because
And see how we can change that?
yeah, because if you're arrested, that should go away when the charges go away. Like if you're not charged, and you know the charges
It
are
should.
or the
It
charge.
really
Well,
should,
you got to
but
be charged in order to be arrested. But if the charges are dropped, they're not like
right, and not filed because
yeah,
the way they'll
yeah,
arrest you and then they say, "Hey, this is what we're charging you with," and then
mhm.
the state has, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody on there chime in, I think
Please
you
and
have
thank you.
like 35 days or like 33 days for them to actually file official charges.
Okay,
If they don't file it within there, then it is dropped.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, they
Somewhere
can't just
around there.
hold you
Good
indefinitely
morning,
until they
kiss.
figure out what to do with you. Yeah, no, that's good. So
But the arrest is still there.
right, right.
And so, like, people who go and apply for apartments and you know how they have to do your
Oh my
background,
God.
and then depending on, what well, yeah, they'll deny you, or then you have to go through all these loopholes to, like, prove that you wasn't arrested, it was a false arrest, yada, yada. Who wants to go through all of that?
Yes, yes, yes. The great news about the arts panel, keep it coming. Yeah, it was good. Thank you for that, Domino. It was a really great panel. Again, Catherine Weaver, Anthony Williams, Christopher Williams, F. Axum, Jabbar was on there. David Lee Watson actually had some art that was displayed, and yeah, it was just combining storytelling, dream weaving, healing, envisioning new worlds. It was a really amazing event, and I think it's still on display. And so they're on display at the Thule Levine Gallery
Mhm.
at the Arts Exchange on the Deuces, and that's like 515 22nd Street. So it's on the Deuces corridor in the Warehouse Arts District. Also, last night was the Black Art and Film Festival kickoff.
Mhm.
Um,
I saw amazing pictures.
yeah, it's always amazing. Dreammaker, shout out to Dreammakers and everybody who's involved. Tonight, there's also something happening. Actually, this afternoon, this morning and afternoon. So today is the Black Arts and Film Festival,
Mhm.
Filmmakers Artist Tour. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., um, they'll be finding out about filmmaking, visual arts community in Tampa Bay, and the benefits that are available, like from the film commissioners and others, as well as they'll be touring locations, like local locations that are like good
Film
places,
friendly.
film friendly.
I
Yeah,
said that right, film friendly.
Yeah, say it
That's
3
like
times
you
fast.
can't because I can't even say it one time fast. Femme friendly, friend friendly, friend friendly. So yeah, I sound like I'm saying Philly.
Right. But that's today.
Mhm.
And then there's also documentary and indie shorts, visual arts display that'll be at the factory from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. An enriched evening of documentaries, indie shorts.
I love because you know this is
You
Cranston,
know this
right?
Cranston all the way.
Okay, go
An
ahead.
enriched evening of documentaries, indie shorts, and arts displays by some of the top up and coming Black artists and filmmakers from the local Bay Area and abroad.
And you know it's Cranston. Not saying that Mr. Edmund is not as elegant,
Yeah.
but it doesn't sound like it.
No, that's not his voice. That's not the voice that he would use. So shout out to the Black Arts and Film Festival, Black History Month, man, in full swing, man.
And I'm so Black History Month. It has not disappointed me yet.
Yes.
Let me say that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement of like the success that has been happening during Black History Month has been amazing.
Yes.
Kicking off with the Black Excellent Expo.
Yep.
You-
And Summit,
yeah,
Black X Summit.
It's the summit, not Expo.
Yeah. We just used to because it was Expo for 3 years before.
Right.
Yeah.
So, seeing that because that was the kicker.
Yeah, the Black Excellence Masquerade
Right.
Gala. Is
The
it gala
career
or gala? Depending on
tomatoes.
Okay, got it. I got it. I always wonder about that. I say gala. Some people say gala.
It's like some people say salmon and some people say
Salmon.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a salmon type person.
I think I'm a salmon type person too. What type of person are you?
Salmon or salmon?
And are you a gala or gala?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Let us know.
We would like to know. Leave the comments or give us a call.
Watch this. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
It's gonna look exactly the same if you put it in the chat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
we get to decide.
so if you a gala, make it all capital.
Okay.
If you a gala, lowercase it all.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how we'll know.
Whether
That's
it's
how
gala
we'll know what's
or gala, right? But nonetheless, it was nothing short of amazing.
Mhm.
The team who put it together was like phenomenal. Yeah, it was an awesome.
So we had
experience.
that this month. We had the Collard Green Festival,
Yep.
which was
amazing
a great, amazing event. It's so many events. It's kind of hard to.
The Legends Ball. I was at the Legacy.
You were the man.
Yeah.
So you.
Yeah, I was trying to be.
Yeah, you
what I
was
needed
the
to
man. Like you was getting awards. This Black History Month been good to you.
It has been by God's grace, man. That's just we got.
But you did the work, so
Yeah, we have
it's
the
well
pen.
deserved.
We have the pen, so we get to write the history right now. Dr. Robert James Swain is a Black history figure in St. Pete that I like to acknowledge this morning.
Mhm.
Dr. Swain was born in St. Petersburg around 1919. He graduated from Gibbs High School before going on to Florida A&M University and then Howard University School of Dentistry. As a young man, he served in the Army during World War II, followed by service in the Florida National Guard, retiring as a major. He was a member of Mount Zion Progressive Baptist Church, the Omega Psi Phi, and the Ambassadors Club. And in 1947, Dr. Swain began practicing dentistry in St. Petersburg. His first office was located at 659 22nd Street. To accommodate his growing business, he purchased 2 vacant lots on 15th Avenue that happened to be located just 25 feet south of the segregation line. This is when it gets interesting. Dr. Swain built his dental office on the northern lot and the apartments on the southern lot. And Dr. Swain was a pioneering oral surgeon who was a leader in the movement to break down racial barriers in the city of St. Pete. So shout out to Dr. Swain.
Yes.
And those buildings still stand today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they were saying was because of segregation, there a lot of the baseball players who would come, like for spring training and different things, they stayed at Dr. Swain's apartment.
At his apartment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bob Gilston. I don't know none of these people, but
you know what?
They were famous people. So it says
we can find out
among the famous people. Yeah, here we go. It's here. In 1961, Dr. Swain and Ms. Wimbush, who was the first Black City Council member, both members of the NAACP St. Petersburg chapter, announced that they would no longer provide lodging for Black players. This move by the doctors caused both Bell Club to insist on integrated lodging for Black players. And so I guess what they were doing was they was providing hotels and housing for Black players only.
Mm-hmm.
And in their mind, what they were saying was by them doing that, they're capitulating to this segregated city.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said that they wouldn't do it, and they had to find some integrated quarters for Black people. So they basically took a stand and made it happen. Man, was pushing the envelope. So,
Mm.
again, shout out to Dr. Swain. I'll actually post this so people can read the full story.
Read it. Let me
Yeah.
tag Auntie Qiana in and
Okay.
Lynn.
Also, this day in history, while you tagging folks, she loves the Golden Girls and lobster and shrimp.
Oh, I know who that is. Fancy Nancy. So let me tell you, Nancy never like ever fails me, right? Every holiday when it comes in, I know that I'm gonna get a Golden Girl text.
Okay.
Like she is
okay.
a rider. That so when you said that, I knew exactly who you was talking about
Right.
before I could even.
You say, oh, we doing acknowledgments. Nancy Dunham, born July 28th, 1978. Well, that's right. Why not? We are Black history. And I'm telling you, we writing it every day. You better know it. And so also Amistad. So I think that today, what they said was the day that the trial started for the, I mean, most people who watch us have probably seen the movie Amistad. Give Us Free.
Yes.
So it was February
All of
24th.
me and you both went to kind of accent.
Give Us Free.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. I heard it.
Just a little. It wasn't real. But I got you.
Give Us Free.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it was on this day, February 24th, 1841. Former President John Quincy Adams begins to argue the Amistad case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. In 1839, the Spanish slave ship named La Amistad appeared off the coast of New York. The captors aboarded, who were free Africans that had been kidnapped in Africa and originally bound for sale in Cuba. They rebelled and killed the Spanish ship's captain and the cooks. And then after the mutiny, they said that they would let them live, let the remaining people live if they took them back to Africa. They didn't take them back to Africa. They brought them to America, but kind of was telling them, yeah, we're on our way back to Africa. Ended up in New York. Y'all probably saw the movie, but that happened today where they started the trial. Fast forwarding through it, long story short,
they still lying today.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I wasn't actually going there,
Well,
but but since you did, I agree. Yes, still to this day, we're asking to give us free.
Okay, so you know what? It's Freestyle Friday, so I have a question.
Okay.
You see what's going on in government about here in Florida about the concealed weapons.
Ooh. Yeah.
How do you feel about it? I think I know what you're gonna say. Let me hear. And y'all chime in.
So correct me if help me with this backstory. So what I'm saying is the backstory is right now you have to go through the process in order to get a concealed carry permit. So you have to have a license in order to carry a concealed weapon. The governor and the legislature, they're proposing to get rid of that requirement and just say as long as you're of age and you don't have like a background, then you can carry a concealed weapon. That's the way I'm understanding.
Okay, so no, I'm thinking the opposite. You still have to have like your gun license, but now you can carry it without having to go to get your concealed. So once you get your gun, you gotta still get your license.
Okay.
So once you still have to get your license, but now in the state of Florida, like once you go get your license, then you have to go pay a whole nother fee.
Okay.
To go get your concealed weapons license. So it's two different, you know what I mean? So like, it's two different processes. So they're eliminating the concealed because and I'm gonna almost agree with it. Not almost. I'm agreeing with the governor on this one because if you were approved and got to get your gun license, why do I have to pay you more money to carry it?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. If you already, it's like a driver's license, right? Once you get your license, you shouldn't have to pay anything else.
Right. So what happened is when you go, you got to go to the DMV. You have to go somewhere, fill out all these papers, and do all this extra stuff that you've already kind of done.
So this is what they're calling it. It's called permitless carry. Permitless.
Go ahead.
Permitless carry bills fees through process despite concerns on both sides. Before Florida's legislative session it began, so this was 2 days old. The bill that would allow people to carry concealed weapons without a permit is just a few steps away from becoming law. That's despite concerns being raised by both gun rights supporters and those wanting stronger safety measures. Second Amendment advocates say the legislation is a false fulfillment of the promise of constitutional carry. Gun safety advocates, especially younger students, say the legislature isn't listening to their fears about firearm-related violence. With Republicans having the supermajority in both chambers, it's looking like it's more than likely going to pass. The legislation, here we go. The legislation would allow qualified Floridians to carry a concealed weapon without a permit and without training, although it does not go as far as to allow open carry of guns, which proponents of constitutional carry in the legislature are lobbying for. The bill is in both the House and Senate now and will also include measures to standardize and refine school safety, the things that they did in that followed Parkland. So hold on. Qualified Floridians can carry a concealed weapon without a permit and without training.
So let me
I don't
tell you.
like
Oh, so you don't have your gun license. Let's be one. No, let me
I
get.
don't.
So let me tell you, this is the training. Like you go through,
And I won't need one now.
you don't. But so you go through the training. You
Mhm.
go through the class. It's a couple of hours, and then they give me a gun and say shoot, and make sure that I know how to hold it. How?
Okay.
That's it.
That's your training.
That's my training.
They watch you shoot it one time.
That's it.
Okay.
I know how to put on my glasses, shoot. Oh,
There's value in that,
congratulations.
right?
Huh?
There's value in that.
I guess.
Right. You don't think so?
I mean, it is
I mean,
like you
like,
know.
like
I
if
mean,
you
this
going
is.
through this class, and at the end of the class, if you don't shoot,
But this is
yeah.
to get your gun license. Boom. Now, when you go to your concealed weapons, you still have to go through like.
So this is the difference between because that's why I'm confused. So it says qualified Floridians would it would allow them to carry a concealed weapon without a permit and without training. So is the permit and the license the same thing?
No. So you having your gun license,
It's
like
different from having a permit?
yes,
Concealed carry permit.
yes.
Okay.
So you have to have your gun license. They're not taking away the process of you having to go and register and still do the background.
Okay.
They're
So then
not
you get the
taking it.
license to carry, but then there's a permit,
That you say that
concealed
when
weapon
you can
permit.
take it, you
Okay.
can carry it with you wherever you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
So
They saying you ain't got to do that no
you
more.
don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
I mean,
So after you get your license, you good.
right.
Do your thing.
Do your thing
Okay.
to carry.
Okay.
Now we don't have we're not an open carry state,
Right.
right?
Open carry just mean like
Like
you
you
know, on
can
your hip like
on
the
your
Wild
hip,
Wild
you can
West.
show it. Like when we was in Arizona, open carry. I think
You see it.
you see it. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Texas, I believe
Mm.
it's open carry. North Carolina, I also believe in. So there are some states that's like open carry. And I'm gonna say this.
Mm.
There are people, criminals gonna do what they do anyway.
Yeah, they ain't got license.
They don't got they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
People who follow the laws.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then usually those are the ones who are in danger with the laws because they're restricted to the people that's following them.
Wow.
If you think
Okay. So let me take some of these comments.
go ahead.
Kiss says, I think that whole thing is a double-edged sword for people of color. My wife said it's a setup. Uh, um, yeah, that's another part of it too. When we talk about the setup, and then Jabbar just tagging a whole bunch of people. And then Kiss it's crazy to have to request approval for where you carry your own and registered property.
Right.
Yes, I agree. Um, nothing is illegal until you get caught. Here's the thing, though. You right. Like people who don't have permits and don't have licenses, that they're going to continue to carry guns anyway. But people like me who don't have a license and don't have to go through the concealed carry process, they may start carrying guns.
But you still have to
So
go
is the goal of this? What's the objective of this?
So
this
the objective
legislation?
of this is when you have your gun license. So when you have your gun license, if you don't have your concealed weapons to carry
Okay.
outside of your house or going to the gun range, is that you're still protected. So when something happened,
Mhm.
like if let's say a Parkland or something like that, somebody who didn't have their concealed weapons now can have their gun and now protect themselves.
Okay.
Other than that, your gun is supposed to be at home.
So I'm going to ask you, yeah, who is this? I was going to ask you, I think you just answered it. Who is this bill helping?
Everybody.
Okay, how?
I just told you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But I'll repeat it again. So let's say
it's
you
a Grady
would.
Judd,
So
good
let's just.
people. So it's like Grady Judd.
And he,
Grady Judd said the way you stop bad people with guns is by having good people with guns.
yes,
This allows more good people to have guns. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes.
Okay.
Because the good people who have guns follow the rules, and if they don't have their concealed, it's just at their houses. But if they're at the mall and somebody's shooting at them, and because they followed the law and they didn't have their concealed, they kept it at the house. But if they had their gun with them, maybe a couple of more lives would have been saved.
Okay.
And I'm one of them people. If people know that it's a possibility that everybody has a gun, the likelihood of you pulling a gun on me is a little bit more slim. People go into war when people are down and defenseless.
Okay, gotcha. It's Freestyle Friday. Caller, you on the line. What's
on
name?
your mind?
What's your name? What's on your mind?
Hey,
Okay. You're in the. It sounds like you underwater or something.
It's showing them, dude. That's what
yeah,
vacation
I
do.
sincerely apologize, but I just want to say today.
Okay, you got the mic.
So one of these things with this legislation of this bill is really to galvanize and energize his base.
Okay.
The Republican base is very good, right?
Right.
And responding to your consequences. It's gonna make it hard. It's gonna make it hard to win elections for the other side. That's all I got to say, y'all.
Okay, so just I want to clarify. So the whole point of this is to rally his base is not really protecting or hurting. Helping or hurting. Well, it's helping some people, I guess, right? If you want to carry a gun and you got to go through that process, you'll be helped by this. And it's
yes.
And it's also helping him with his base saying, see, I'm the freedom guy, the gun loving, gun toting person. So this is why you should continue to vote for me. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly, because it's the bedrock of the party. So it's like a calling card,
Okay.
to everybody, like saying, hey, this is our state.
Right, right. Okay, no, I got that. I appreciate you calling in, Mr. Edmond.
All right, y'all have a good day.
You too.
Good day.
Thanks.
Well, I would agree. Your wife said everyone shouldn't carry. I agree with that. Now, I think only people, like if you have committed a murder, not in defense of yourself, or you emotionally have been, considered not able
Right.
to carry a weapon.
That's kind of
That's
Kid said Jabbar calling out the bottom of the closet.
yeah.
But
Other than that, I think everybody else should carry.
Okay, Kid said I don't think people are emotionally prepared to just have guns and willy-nilly because the news has made everyone so fearful and suspicious. I can see many mistakes resulting in death from the whole in fear of my life mindset. Yeah, I'm with that. Because the idea of having those barriers to carrying means in order to like do it, you got to do something, right? And now removing those barriers without providing the training to people, because now it's like, okay, you know what? I would have carried it, but I just never had time to go through the process. But since I don't have to do that, I'm just going to be packing and carrying my pistol.
You still have to go through the initial training. So what we're missing is you still have to go through your training and get educated about your gun.
Okay.
Before you can get your license.
You can't just like
you're
not just waving the magic wand saying now
you can't just go and get your gun. You can't go nowhere right now without getting your gun without not have already applied for your gun permit.
And he's not removing that.
No, he's not removing that part of it. It's the concealed weapons part where you have to have this little card and say, hey, I went and did the extra step, to
be able to
carry.
You don't have to do that step.
No, you don't have to do this step. But I will tell you that I think education is key. And I do think that you need to practice with your gun quite often, and that you need to go to the shooting range. Like you shouldn't be out here. And but that's the flip side of the pancake. There's people who never did it and they carry these guns. And then again, criminals don't follow laws. Regardless.
Yeah, but that's one thing. But criminals are a small percentage of the population. I'm talking about like the non-criminals who might like see this as an opportunity to get in the gun line.
Okay.
And if they do, and they're not like emotionally equipped and prepared and all of that stuff, and now you got that, like what
They
Kid
still
said,
have to go through that first step.
it's just application though. It's just
No, we got
it
it's an hour.
says a qualified applicant. So
Right. So you
just
still have to go through the step, but you still got to sit through like a 3-hour training.
okay.
You still have to go answer
Okay.
questions. Like this is still
It's not getting rid of that.
it's
Okay.
not getting rid of that.
Okay.
It's not getting rid of that.
Yeah, well, don't get rid of that because again, as much training and knowledge that you have, because I believe in knowledge, responsibility, and control,
Mhm.
and the intersection between all three of those things. And if you don't
Mhm.
have the knowledge, then you can't really be responsible. And if you're
Mhm.
not really responsible, then you can't really be in control. And so it's just you know, you have to have some kind of checks and balances on that, or else
Right. So if you're gonna get
yeah.
your gun license, you're gonna apply for your gun license regardless.
Okay.
You know what I don't think the concealed weapon.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that step is not a deterrent. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, people who want to carry, people
people
who
wanna
want to
do it.
carry, gonna carry.
Yeah.
They're gonna go and do.
And I think it's more people who probably want to carry right now. You think?
Right. If they're not going through the initial step.
Mm-hmm.
If they hadn't did the initial step now, they probably not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
You ain't did it yet.
Yeah, like
you ain't like, oh, this is the new law.
oh, this is
now
so now I can carry. Yeah,
so
no.
I've been putting that off. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now.
Right.
That's not happening.
No, not. I mean,
Okay.
we don't subscribe to all, but
Yeah, no, I get it. So while we're talking about guns, there was a guy in Orlando who went on a shooting spree. A reporter, a 9-year-old girl was killed in the Orlando shooting spree. Did you see that?
yes, I did. A 19-year-old,
Yeah.
he was a
Is this
black
suspect?
guy.
Yeah.
He went, killed the 38-year-old lady,
Yeah.
left the scene, came back, killed the 9-year-old and a 24-year-old reporter.
Mm.
Uh,
Three dead, 2 injured.
the mother of the 9-year-old daughter was injured.
Wow. No motive, they said either. Huh? No.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then I saw some stuff that and I don't know if this is just the propaganda and the machine doing what it does, but they said that he was like a gangster rapper, and they were showing like some of his rap videos. You know, they always when when you're black, they're gonna show you your background and your record and all of that stuff. But yeah, it was just a real sad situation, man. They said one of the shootings happened where deputies have been investigating a separate homicide earlier in the day. A woman later identified as the 38-year-old that you talked about was shot and killed. Um, she was shot and killed there at about 11 a.m. And an affidavit revealed the suspect's demeanor before he allegedly opened fire. At the scene, deputies found 2 Spectrum News 13 employees had been shot. One of them died, and the other is in critical condition. The deceased reporter has been identified as well. And they was basically saying that these reporters were on the scene covering a shooting that happened earlier, and he shot them while they were covering this thing.
Right.
Wow.
So bad people gonna do bad stuff.
Do you know if he was a concealed carrier legally?
He's 19.
Okay. How old you gotta be?
I think he has to be 21.
Okay. So he probably wasn't legally registered.
Right. So again, but look at it.
Like you got a lot of these shootings happen with people who are legally carried.
Right.
Legally
So just think about this with the Orlando, what just happened in Orlando. If one of the people there would have had their gun on them, somebody could have shot him and then saved and stopped him from doing this whole shooting spree. They might have had their gun license, but didn't have their concealed, so they left their gun at home.
Well, wait, I think the police was there though, right? If they were investigating a shooting that happened earlier, then it was people on the scene with guns.
It was.
I'm just saying.
You right about that.
That don't always
it don't. But the police should have. But they did catch him.
Okay, and the chances, I guess, and
it
kind of swing the odds. I see what you said.
Yeah, it does.
It swings the odds in your favor.
You want to be protected, just like you want to be protected in your house. You might not always get the guy when he come in if he break in, but the odds is on your side that you may get something off.
Yeah, no.
If you have the protection.
Look, some always beat none in the fight.
This is
right. Y'all listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. It's Freestyle Friday. We right here on 99 Gems, the Berg, WUJM.
Now, also, when we come back, we're gonna we're giving away Ferg's bucks.
Okay.
We still have to give away the Ferg's bucks. And so we'll have a question. Stay tuned. It may be something about this first hour
Okay.
that we talked about. We don't know.
Who was the Black history figure that we talked about in the opening of the show?
Okay, so y'all have, when we get back, y'all have 7 minutes after the hour to figure that out.
Right. Who was the person that we talked about at the beginning of the show?
And let me tell you, I can give you some hints. He's from St. Petersburg.
Yep.
He has children here.
Okay.
Another hint is, if you know where Reverend Sykes stay at, his house is right next to the house that he lived in.
Okay, there you have it, y'all. So you'll be able to get that. Call us up. And then I want to just shout this out too while we talking about.
No. Actually, is it Reverend Sykes' house?
I don't know.
You know what? I think, you know what? A matter of fact, it may be Reverend Sykes' house.
Okay.
Reverend Sykes live. No. Reverend Sykes live in his house.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, and if I didn't read it, I wouldn't know who it is. But
no, but I mean, there's some facts for you.
Yeah, you got the facts, right? Just real quick while we got some time too, this new flight training scholarship at Albert Whitted. I really want to push this out, y'all, because again, these are the results of these conversations that we have when we talk about equity and inclusion. And so the Friends of Albert Whitted Airport, they're now offering flight training scholarships for area youth ages 16 to 24. The scholarship is to help committed young flight students in that age range achieve their pilot rating, which is the first big step in an aviation career. The goal is to increase participation in the aviation industry from young adults from underrepresented areas, underrepresented groups as well. To that end, the new flight training scholarships are aimed at primarily high school students with an emphasis on reaching students who may not have considered aviation as a viable career. These scholarships, they have like a starter flight scholarship that'll provide $1,000 in initial training to help young people explore what flying is all about. The scholarships will also include online ground school coursework for the private pilot license written exam. So they're getting you ready for the test, basically. And then also flight training for both scholarships will be done, and it's going to be done by St. Pierre, who's partnering with the Friends of Albert Whitted Airport, and they will be providing reduced rates for scholarship winners. If you'd like to get more information about that, or if you'd like to sign up a young scholar, go to love4awa.com, love4awa.com. And then I saw Miss Yvonne put an event that she would like for us to announce in here as well about that's happening this month. So I'm gonna read this real quick. Where is it at, Miss Yvonne? She says she's asking the community to come out and support our Black History program at Jordan Park Head Start. Children is our future. Next Tuesday, 2/28 at 9 a.m. So if you'd like more information about that, you can inbox Miss Yvonne, I'm sure. But she's asking for Black folks and Black people, and really all people, to come out and be a part of the Black History program at Jordan Park Head Start.
And you know what I can say? Listen, please, parents, take the opportunity for this aviation.
Yes.
Please, like, I don't want to ever, like, I never think about going back in time too often. But if I could, like, reverse back, I would take this.
Yeah.
This is so dope.
Yeah, it is.
This is
big.
really dope.
It's
This is really big. Like, just think, we can have more Black pilots out here.
We really can. Yeah.
And they're giving this training for free because they have for free.
All you gotta do is give your time.
Please sign your kids up, even if they don't even like follow it up. It's just something to say that they did it and they have something. How cool is it to go to school and be like, yeah, I can fly a plane. How cool is that?
You got your driver's license. I got my pilot license.
Like, get them something to brag about, because people gonna talk. Listen, people gonna talk about you anyway. So if they gotta have something to talk about, get them something to talk about.
Yeah, I got a pilot license on them.
Look how dope that is. Say that one more time.
I got a pilot license on them.
Yes. So please sign your kids up. Send them on in there.
That's right.
If all they doing is sitting at home playing them games anyway,
they and making TikTok,
they can go there and like learn how to fly these things.
They can real deal fly a plane. So listen, y'all, you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99 Jams. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be back after the hour. I think we got a guest coming in after the hour too. So y'all stick around for it. You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on
WUJM, St. Petersburg, 99 Jams.
We'll be right back.
Across Ukraine to mark exactly 1 year since Russia began its full-scale invasion. It's now become the worst conflict in Europe since the Second World War. And as James Waterhouse reports now from Kiev, Ukraine is still fighting for its survival.
Invading forces occupy almost a fifth of the country and are throwing everything trying to take the eastern Donbass region. President Zelensky has described the situation in the south as dangerous and the eastern front as very difficult and painful. As the country waits for more Western hardware, such as tanks, to try and break the deadlock, it's marking this anniversary with ceremonies across Ukraine. On February the 24th, millions of us made a choice, said Mr. Zelensky in his overnight address. Not a white flag, but a blue and yellow flag. Not fleeing, but facing.
The United Nations passed a resolution late on Thursday condemning Russia. It called for the war to stop and Russian troops to withdraw, but there's little sign of that happening. Steve Rosenberg is in Moscow.
Vladimir Putin had expected a swift victory that would force Ukraine back into Moscow's orbit. But his so-called special military operation did not go according to plan. Over the last 12 months, the Russian military has suffered heavy casualties. And yet, as this war enters its second year, President Putin appears determined to push on. International sanctions have
sided with railroad companies to roll back rail safety
WUJM,
regulations.
St.
Will the
Petersburg.
Biden administration reverse those rollbacks? Then we go to the occupied West Bank, where Palestinians held a general strike Thursday after Israeli forces killed 11 Palestinians and injured 500 in a rare daytime military raid in Nablus.
It is a day of mourning period and a strike. How would we be able to work or drink when our brothers in Nablus are being killed? We should stand in solidarity with them, with the people of Nablus, and there should be a general strike. And thank God the strike is in all the West Bank and Gaza.
We'll speak to the Israeli journalist Amira Haas and the Palestinian activist Issa Amro, who was recently beaten by an Israeli soldier while being interviewed by the author Lawrence Wright. All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. The United Nations General Assembly has voted in favor of a resolution condemning Russia over its invasion of Ukraine and demanding Moscow withdraw its forces. Thursday's vote came on the eve of the first anniversary of the war.
The result of the vote is as follows. In favor, 141. Against, 7. Abstentions, 32. Draft resolution A/ES11/L7 is adopted.
China, India, and South Africa were among the 32 nations abstaining from Thursday's vote. China's foreign ministry called for an end to sanctions on Russia and for a negotiated end to the war. Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, said Thursday's vote showed support for Ukraine's resistance to Russian occupation extends beyond powerful Western nations.
This vote defies the argument that Global South does not stand on Ukraine's side, because many countries representing Latin America, Africa, Asia voted in favor today.
In Moscow, President Vladimir Putin pledged Thursday to strengthen Russia's nuclear forces with the deployment of a new generation of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Putin also promised to speed mass production of air and sea-based hypersonic missiles and other conventional weapons. Putin's remarks came 2 days after he said Russia was suspending much of its participation in New START, the last remaining nuclear arms reduction treaty between the U.S. and Russia. President Biden called the move a big mistake. Neither Russia nor the U.S. have signed or ratified the UN's treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. North Korea test-fired 4 long-range cruise missiles Thursday as part of another drill that Pyongyang says demonstrates its ability to counter an attack on the isolated nation. The test came as the U.S. and South Korea carried out a simulated military exercise in Washington, D.C., and a day after the U.S., Japan, and South Korea held a trilateral ballistic missile drill in the Sea of Japan. The war games followed earlier North Korean missile tests on Saturday and Monday. The U.S. will expand its troop presence in Taiwan by more than 4 times, according to the Wall Street Journal. The Pentagon will reportedly send between 100 and 200 more troops to train the Taiwanese military against the threat of a Chinese invasion or blockade of the island. Iran has acknowledged it's enriched uranium to 84% purity for the first time, just below the weapons grade level of 90%. But an Iranian nuclear official dismissed the idea it's part of a weapons program, saying it's a temporary side effect of producing 60% purity uranium and calling such accusations a conspiracy against Iran. Israel's far-right Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has already threatened possible military action against Iran. Meanwhile, Germany's expelled 2 Iranian diplomats after an Iranian court sentenced a German-Iranian citizen to death earlier this week. Tehran is accusing journalist Jamshid Shamad, who is also a U.S. resident, of plotting a deadly 2008 bombing and other terrorist activities. The Biden administration's released 2 more prisoners from the Guantanamo naval base in Cuba. Mohammed and Abdul Rabbani, 2 brothers now in their mid-50s, were repatriated to Pakistan after they were held without charge for 2 decades. The U.S. accused them of providing low-level logistical support to al-Qaeda, but never provided evidence in a court of law. Both brothers say they were tortured at a secret CIA prison in Afghanistan for about 550 days before they were transferred to Guantanamo in 2004. The U.S. continues to imprison 32 men at Guantanamo. Here in New York, representatives from all 193 UN member states are convening in hopes of agreeing on a new treaty to protect the world's oceans and their biodiversity. A round of talks last summer were suspended after participants were unable to reach an agreement on financing, among other issues. Earlier this week, actor and activist Jane Fonda addressed delegates at the UN headquarters.
This treaty that will lay the groundwork for creating 30% of the ocean into marine sanctuaries that cannot be fished in is so important. We have to save these creatures who basically are fighting to save us. They are our strongest allies in the fight against the climate crisis. The ocean is one of our strongest allies.
Nearly 1 million customers in the Midwest were left without power amidst freezing temperatures Thursday as a historic winter storm brought extreme weather to most of the United States. About 75 million people in 29 states have faced winter weather advisories. In California, officials in Los Angeles and surrounding counties issued a rare blizzard warning through Saturday. Meanwhile, many southern states are experiencing record heat.
WUJM, St. Petersburg, 99 jams.
Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jams every Monday and Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jams.
I learned something this morning, y'all. Good morning. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool. We got a guest in the building.
We do, and that's cool.
Okay, you gonna introduce our guest? Oh, we doing self-introductions this morning.
I like self-introduction.
Okay.
Like, drum roll, please. Okay.
So who do we have?
Okay, well, if I'm going to introduce myself, I am the most amazing, outstanding,
That's right.
magnificent, wonderful.
You better know it. You better know it.
Marcina Pride, mother of 5, wife, entrepreneur, creator of the Natural Experience, and just, a St. Petersburg native, and just, I'm excited about being back home, bringing this event back. This is our 10th year, so
Okay.
that is who I am.
We in the twos when you say 10.
Yeah. Wait.
Double digits.
Oh.
Okay. I ain't know what I missed that. I missed that whole thing.
So I should have said we're in the double digits.
It's still early, y'all.
No, it's okay. I might have said it wrong.
And I haven't had coffee. And so
you should have said something. I would have brought some.
I
My
know you
coffee
will.
maker is back working.
Real deal. So before the break, y'all, we were talking about responsible gun ownership and this new law with the state and how they're going to be basically waiving some parts of this gun law.
You no longer have to carry. You go and get your concealed weapons. Once you go and get your gun license, now responsible gun owners who went through and got their license will now get to carry it in their cars and with them.
Okay. And
without going to get the little card that said you know how to do the concealed weapons.
And so, and I'm gonna take some of the comments, and then we'll get to start our conversation with our guests. Is that I don't think people have that whole save the world thing going on. I find it hard to believe that nobody had a gun in many other mass shooting situations and didn't use them. Michelle Reed says, but are we assuming that citizens on the scene are going to make a clean shot and not hurt someone else? What if they miss and the shooter starts shooting at them and the people around them? I'm not sure if more guns help. My wife said it would be like the Wild Wild West, and everyone shouldn't be able to have a gun, and that's and one that's able to carry can go practice. Yeah.
I think everybody should, when you get your gun license, you should practice. That's one of the things that they tell you. Because it's like muscle memory. If you don't practice, you're gonna perform or you're gonna fail.
Yeah, like me at
flight or fly. What is it? Is it
fight
or run?
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah.
Right. So flight or flight. Right.
Say it 3 times.
I can't either. So today I'm realizing I can't really say F word.
The F and L.
The F because we said free and what was the other one?
I can't remember.
But whatever we started up with. Yeah. It sounded like I said feeling when I was saying free. Like, yeah. Right. So, but anyway.
Yeah. But the natural experience. We had to talk about the natural.
Okay. But I said anyway, there you go. But remember, we have the question that we left out there. Who were we talking about at the first of the hour for Black History Month? Please tag in. He was a St. Peter native.
Did a lot of amazing work in the community. So if you know who he is.
And another hint, he was a dentist.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Okay, go ahead.
Yep, he was
I said it already, even if you told me I did.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Too late.
So tell us about the natural experience. What is the natural experience?
Excuse me. The natural experience is it started as a celebration of Black hair.
Okay.
I'm a natural hairstylist of 35 years, so I've heard it all. And to me, the salon was the original social media. That's where you got all your information, your handbags, your shoes. We were resources. People always call the stylist and say, hey, a good attorney, a good dentist or whatever. So with the natural experience, it started off as, a natural hair show, but it has evolved in the 10 years to bring all of those other resources into it. I have over 100 vendors will be coming in from all over the country to be a part of it. We have health professionals will be there providing free health screenings. I have a young lady, she's doing a main stage presentation on credit and home ownership.
Okay.
If your finance is not right, your hair not going to be right.
Right. Talk about a bad hair day. Right?
We have healthy eating. Charlene is going to be doing
Char?
Yeah. Hey, Char.
She'll be doing a presentation on plant-based food. And the biggest component this year I added was mental health.
Okay.
So there will be a panel discussion. It is all centered around Black men.
Oh, I love that.
I have
who's an advocate for Black men?
We all are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my son is a 33-year-old Black male, and there have been so many challenges. And when he's calling me, just from when Kyrie Irving was, dealing with that stuff. And it was just like, Ma, it's just so hard to be a Black man.
Wow.
And, you don't think about it until you see some other stuff go on. And I think after Twitch, killed himself, he was just like, I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, because it's hard.
Yeah.
So
I said,
well, this year, let me add a mental health component. So it will be a panel discussion, all Black men. Antonio Brown is going to be on the panel.
Yeah,
I
shout
got
out to
Dally
T.
Boy Perry is going to be
Yeah.
on there. I might need you on my panel.
Hey, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay.
March 19th. I think
Yes,
I'm available.
March 19th.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Got Howard Word is going to be moderating the panel.
8 Kings Collective. Yeah.
You just grabbing all the kings.
Why
Okay.
not? Why not?
Got to make it good, you know. And so I wanted the discussion to be where we're making therapy normal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Black men, they don't know how to talk about their feelings. They're not expressing it, because when you think about it, even with a little boy child, the first thing was say, "What you crying about?
Yep.
Stop crying."
Yep.
And so
You a boy.
Exactly. And that little boy grows to be a man who's like, I'm not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not supposed to feel this.
And express
stuff.
the emotions and be vulnerable and have these
But
conversations.
I'm so glad that now we're in the period where we are talking about it. Because I'm here, if you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, clearly you do, because you call because you want to be on. Yeah. We're a big advocate for mental health and going out there and sitting on somebody's couch.
And I just like the name, the natural experience, right? And so I'm looking at the fight, it's the 10th annual. So so this is not your first rodeo.
Yeah.
And it's at the Coliseum. So that means it's gonna be big.
It is going to be big.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. And so you said it started out as a celebration of natural.
It started off, it's just a celebration of Black hair.
Okay.
Having a salon for many years, we started having we had an in the kitchen talk. So before there was all of these groups and everything, we were doing it back then because so many women, when they started going natural, we started with
you're right.
We started with our afros in the 70s, then we went to the curl and stuff. I'm gonna age myself now. I had a curl back in the day.
Okay. I had an S curl once.
So
and
my
I never
cousin,
got a retouch.
You never got a it was dry.
No, my daddy.
It was dry.
I was dry for long. Pop was like, "What? You got a who?"
Oh, he cut it off.
Man, after that, I couldn't get a retouch. I'm telling you. When I couldn't retouch it, it was time to go.
It was time to go.
Yeah. But we started out with the froze, and then we started processing the froze.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of women just said, you know what, they were doing it, but they just felt like I don't feel like this is the best for me.
Yeah.
And so they stopped, doing
Not,
the relaxers.
like doing
So,
relaxers.
So then they were like, okay, well, I need to do something. So that's where, the braids started becoming more popular. Early 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody started getting braids. It
I
wasn't
remember
like
Janet Jackson.
Well, I remember when hair weave was it wasn't like the thing to do. They used to be mocking girls with weave. I remember.
Exactly.
They used to say weed too. If you're from it, you got the weed in your head. That was like
hair and stuff.
Horsehair. Yeah.
And even when we were growing up, we would never wear wigs. That was something older people would do. But now you see all the kids got wigs.
Guess what though? Because we older.
No, but the kids is wearing wigs now.
Yeah, they done made them a little. They're not your grandma's wig though, right?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Do you think Jerry curls will ever come back?
There's still a population that still does Jerry curls. There's still a population.
Wow,
Think of the older mothers in the churches.
They still got Jerry curls.
Still,
And I think after 30 plus years, they probably figured out how to do the Jerry curl thing, so Jerry curly. Right? It used to be wet and messy. And
that's what I say. Your bed, your sheets, the stain.
I think they figured it out.
I never had the Jerry curl,
but there's still a population that
they still want Jerry curls. Yeah,
I never did Jerry curls or anything.
You didn't like
process.
Okay, yeah.
I was just like, but I always provided chemical freestylling, and that's where the natural, where my background in natural hair came from, which is always chemical freestyling. I was a professional braider and then loctician, and then we evolved into the natural hair because it wasn't a thing. We weren't learning this. You couldn't go to cosmetology school and get it. So it was like we had to create that, that sector for ourselves.
Right.
Now here we are. And when, women started having more questions, and then we started learning that, the chemicals were probably bad for us.
Absolutely.
And, you sit in there and you're in pain, because I don't know if you ever had relaxers, but we sat there, we're like, okay, it's burning.
It's burning. But you want it straight, right? You're like, okay, I can do 5 more minutes. I can do 5 more minutes.
They're like, well, let me spray it. And then
and then want a pat, then you go get it. Now you got these sores in your head.
And then you have the press for the relaxer too, right?
Right.
So I grew up with sisters. Like I'm
And
the
then
baby boy.
you
So
want to
I'm
put,
familiar with
depending,
the
you put the
process.
Vaseline around your edges. You don't want to scratch because that's what make you. That's what make
Make
you
it burn,
burn.
yeah.
You don't want to exercise because your pores are open. It's like so many rules. to This.
And then when you think about it now, it's like, did that even make sense?
Yeah.
But your
And
hair
then
was
they
pretty.
said that different thing, right?
Right.
Wow.
But you know, and I'm not against relaxers.
No, I got you. I heard
I
that.
work with some amazing cosmetologists.
This is what I heard
but,
you say. When you said chemical freestyling, that kind of was like, I like that. Tell me more about when you say chemical freestyling. Tell me.
freestyling. I mean, everything we did, we were using your own natural hair. We can use synthetic fibers, yarn,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
So
I
that's
got
what
you.
Chemical freestyling.
And you don't have to fry it, dye it
Exactly.
in
No
order
more
to
ladies
get
inside. And this is our crown. So
Yeah,
when it
that's right.
stands high, depending on whatever you believe in, you're talking to the ancestors or to the spirits or whatever. So
Yeah. Hair is
most
just
ladies
really-
know when you put that cap on, you're like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day. And you put that cap on, you've now convinced your connection to, the spirits and everything.
Mm.
But when you take that cap off, you're like, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
ready. I'm
yeah.
vibrant.
When y'all see this, y'all
Liberated.
know that it's the bad hair day, right? So like I've been wearing this for like the last 2 weeks. But Wednesday I went to get my hair done, right?
Okay.
You see, I'm back here.
Okay.
I had this look in my mind and
It wasn't executed.
not at all.
Okay.
I love the person who tried to do it.
Execution was off. That happens.
And
that
now,
happens.
like you know how like you have something in your mind because your hair is so important. Like
Yeah, no hair. is a
I
big
was so
deal.
just yesterday. I was walking around like so frustrated because I just knew I was going to walk in here with this dude, and
Kill it.
I'm like, oh, I'm
You finna
finna
kill
be,
it.
I'm finna kill it, kill it. Yeah, but it didn't
Now,
happen.
did you share it with them? That
Well, okay, so here is the
Are they
thing.
hearing it for the first time now on the radio? Right?
I kind of figured I will tell them, but I was supposed to go back because we were supposed to finish.
Okay.
And I left with a half do, and I never showed back up. So
Well, maybe that's why I don't look the way that it's supposed to look. You got to go get the rest of it.
no. But the part that was done should have looked the way it needs to look.
Okay, for the part two.
Right.
She
No,
wanted to say something about
I
that.
only
Yeah.
ask because a lot of times we won't express ourselves, especially to our stylists for whatever reason.
That's right.
And then we're ducking and dodging, and you feeling like you're cheating on your stylist. And
Yeah,
you'll
going
go
to get another.
someplace
Yeah.
and,
Instead of
or
just-
your chair hop.
Yeah.
And tell the next stylist, well, she do this, that, another. Then as a stylist, we're like, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this.
That's-
I'm
I
one of them
appreciate
people.
that.
I don't really chair hop.
Okay.
Because I am natural, and I go to a select few now. I don't have a stylist that I go to, but I have a group of Consuelo will do my hair, Gina Nesbitt will do my hair, and I kind of like go in between there. I may have some people may hit me up and be like, "Let me do something." If they offer a service, I may go, but other than that, I stick with my crew.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And my auntie Donna and Mitzi.
Most women I know, once you have a stylist, you lock in. Like what you said, just cheating on your style. Like most people don't go like, I'm going to this person this week and that. Like people are loyal to their stylist.
They are.
Because that's personal, right?
People, your hair means so much to you.
Yeah.
We just seen Will Smith slap somebody
Okay.
about his wife's hair.
I think it was a little more going on, but
No, but it was about the hair.
that
It was the joke.
That might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but we'll have some other stuff in it.
Yeah, but we see that he went to defend his wife's hair.
Yeah, he did. That was the precipice.
And you see how women who lose their hair, how they go into this depression, and so men lose their hair. They wear. We see the people who like trying to hold on.
Yeah.
Holding on.
Yeah. They need to let it go.
Right. So the hair, because it's the top. It's the first thing your eyes, you see it.
It's an adornment.
It is.
It's an adornment. So we have a question that came in from Kiss Brown. She says, do you think that more women will move away from chemicals with the recent discovery about them causing cancer?
Well, cigarettes cause cancer.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
it's a personal preference. I think of course, knowledge is power, but the real power is the application of that knowledge.
Yeah.
So you can get all the knowledge you want, but until you have decided for yourself, and I'm seeing, we had an influx. Everybody oh, I'm going natural.
It was like
it's
a
a
wave.
trend.
So you
It's
had
a
a
trend.
wave. Yeah.
People go with the trend.
Okay, so there was a period where you
There
saw
was
like
a
an
period.
increase.
It was
People doing the big chop, they're going
my
natural. Yeah.
I did the big chop on stage and everything. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So that wave kind of has teetered off. Like, where are we in that?
I think now we're to a point where, because the wave included, I'm gonna go natural. I'm gonna become a vegan. I'm
Okay,
just
so
the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the
then you realize, wait,
it's a culture.
So really, so I'm vegan now.
I'm not eating chicken.
No, not just chicken. I'm going vegan, so I'm not. So you're telling me I can't eat macaroni and cheese? So just the cheese that get people 1st,
Okay.
right? They be like,
so once you start finding out the rules,
right? Then you be like, I didn't really
I'm finna
sign
do
up
something
for
else,
that.
yeah.
And then relaxed hair is easier to maintain than natural hair.
Yeah, because it's alive, right?
It's straight. You just kind of, natural hair. You really gotta.
So this is how I look at it, right? Natural hair is alive. Once you relax it, quote unquote, you basically killing it. That's why I just lay like it's. But it's just a perspective. It's my thing. And so when it's alive, right, it responds to the environment. So if it get wet, it's going to respond and react to it because it's life. But if it's dead, it can be wet, it can be raining, it can be whatever.
No, it's still gonna adapt to
a little bit,
but
but it's embalmed. That's just a Brother John thing.
Okay.
Even got rolled over.
Now, once you learn how to take care of your hair, of
Yeah.
course, everything becomes easier when you have the right tools, you have the right products and stuff. So that's what I, try to get people, in the industry to bring those here
Right.
and stuff so that people, have those resources. Say, oh, okay, let me talk to some other stylists that might be in the area, or even those who come in town. I have, a lot of my colleagues that they've masters in the game that will be coming into town,
Right, for the natural
experience, to give you some insight. And one of the biggest misconceptions was that even with, because I had a guy comment on one of my posts, he was like, well, why you got all these people with wigs and weaves on the advertisement? I'm like, well, the natural experiences, you can be natural, but that doesn't mean you don't have a protective style that you may wear that you might not wear a wig.
You do this for real because you use them words.
She not new to this. She true to this.
See, look, but I'm interested. So I heard a protective style that you wear. What's a protective style?
A protective style is something where you're not having to manipulate your hair on a daily basis.
Okay.
What I'm wearing now, this is a crochet style. This is a protective style.
Okay, got it.
Easily, my clients can wear this 8 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
You're not having to touch your hair. You're not manipulated on a daily basis and stuff. And where we get frustrated is, okay, if our edge is not laying down, if we can get that puff just right, or the twist out and go well, because I've had those days.
Okay.
You twist it at night and you put the product on there because the girl on YouTube did it. And then that next morning you untwist and you got somewhere to go. Aside from, the black don't crack. We look at 6 years old when we do certain styles or whatever.
Yeah.
The twist out's not caught, falling like what
take,
the girl.
yeah.
So let me tell you about YouTube.
Yeah.
Listen, now have you thinking you're a professional, but YouTubers, they do those videos many times before they put it out there.
Before you see the actual, But so a protective style is just like a style that you wear in between, like different, because you're natural under the wig.
Yes,
right.
Correct.
Okay.
And a lot of the celebrities, I think Beyonce, Cardi B, a lot of these stars are natural.
Right.
But they'll wear the wigs and stuff. It's easy to, throw on that wig and perform. But it's like, what's wrong with changing up the look, changing up the curl, changing up the length, changing up the color?
That's one of the benefits, right? Like you get to do what you want to do with it,
and it's not
not run the risk of whatever the impact or side effects of the chemicals are.
Right.
That's the other part of it, right?
Correct.
It's like you get to enjoy the experience without the consequences. So it's like what you said about people who have. Right?
Comment saying I detect these YouTube videos are live.
and some of them are, and I had to tell clients, we don't know if they're using enhancements. So you're all excited about, she said she used this, or she was like, how do you know?
Yeah, for real.
wig pieces or something in there.
And you know what another thing is when you're doing YouTube and when your hair, I'm not a stylist like that, but you have to figure out different products work different with everybody's hair. So you'll go in there and look at somebody else's hair and they'll tell you, hey, I use this product and it does nothing for yours.
Right.
You really that's the part of the natural experience when you want to wear your natural hair is finding out the product that works good for your grade of hair.
I got a question. How do you find out what your hair is? It a grade or
type, texture, all of that.
Like Foci, like how do I know what grade I got?
Take your hat off.
No, I got good hair, man.
Okay. I see the way.
Not fried, not dyed, but it is laid to the side. Got Indian in my family for real.
All day, every day.
but like, how do you know?
First of all, I mean, the chart was created mainly for how shall we say this? Really to give people, it was more or less for consumers to kind of understand, but it was more of a marketing tool.
Okay.
So they say, oh, okay, here you got this,
It's
for
all so capitalism for real and the profit of the profit-driven motive of all of those things. Okay, no, I hear that.
But then we get so caught up in it and say, oh, but this video says that I'm 4C, so my 4C hair should be able to do that. The thing is, you could be 4C on this side, you could be something else on this side. Right. Most women realize, okay, the back is a little bit thicker, and then in the top, and then they were like, well, how can I get the top to act like the back, or whatever. So you can have different textures and stuff, and let me get to the gray, because honey, gray is a whole different beast.
No, let's get to the gray because I know people who fight the gray.
I'm fighting.
You fight, but why fight it? Why not just?
It doesn't feel like it matched. Although I'm Qiana,
gray is natural.
It is.
See what I did there?
Gray is natural.
See what I did there? See what I did there? Gray is natural. Gray is natural.
I'm gonna color.
You gonna color the gray? Yeah, no, I got it.
I tried during the pandemic. I said, oh, I'm gonna embrace it. Okay, because I'm not going out or whatever. Man, that lasts about 6 months.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, so you got to fully see what it looks like.
It didn't come in like I wanted to, because I know that I have the potential to be very silver white. I had an aunt, beautiful hair. And if I could just get it all to there, I can do it. But that transition, and that's usually where us women, we get frustrated with the transition.
But
but the whole gray, because you see it like when you have really pretty, you see when they walk in there with that all gray, it's something about it. It's like, ooh, you really are a queen. Like, it's just something like you done went through, but the process, it looked like, hey, we're queen in training.
Look, so the ugly stage, isn't that what they call it? You got to be able to the ugly stage. Look, I be around. I hear people say
a lot of people don't make it through the training.
So the ugly stage is not just with dreadlocks. It's with
and I try not to. I don't like to call it the ugly stage. I just call it the transitional stage. And I don't even like to use the term dreadlocks. A lot of people do. Whatever. I just feel like it has a very negative connotation to it. So I just call it locks. But I've had some locticians hit me up like, oh, but no, this is. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna fight with anybody.
Right. Do your thing. Express yourself. Yeah, express yourself.
But it's a journey.
I'm inspired by this conversation, and I'm really inspired just because, like you, I can tell you really are passionate about this. You do this for real,
this is my life.
You're a professional, and I appreciate that. So here's some of the comments. So Sierra Clark says, I have 3 different textures in my hair. Kiss Brown said, my hair defies all the rules and all the products. And then there's also a comment from Kiss that says, exactly, my top middle is straight out the bush. And then it all turned gray. And I don't even think it's hair anymore. So what is it, Kiss, everyday hair?
It's something.
She said, Sierra said, gray is disrespectful. Not necessarily the color. It's strands of gray. They grow in their own direction.
They do. They're void of color. So they just say, oh, okay, I want to do this. You want to brush me back? No, I'm gonna come back out.
Trying to style gray hair.
Gray wants to stand out.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I didn't know that. Look, I just learned something. All right. So who we pay for that lesson? Because I just thank you for that.
Life.
Right. Bloom straws, right? And so with the natural experience, you said you have several vendors. Now, are these? Will they have like products? And because I know
Oh,
like
we got
people have
products.
yeah.
We have all types of vendors. Actually, I just got a major vendor just came on Jamaica. Jamaica mango and lime.
Okay.
Say it, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's their product. They'll be coming
Okay.
in, and I got a couple other like big name vendors that may be coming in. One of my mentors, Talia Wajid, she has Black Earth products, so I'm waiting to see
Okay.
if she's going to send us some stuff because she normally is a sponsor.
Right.
She has one of the largest natural hair shows, and that was where I kind of got my inspiration.
Sure.
From her. It's in Atlanta. You talk about over 30,000 people coming through.
Right.
Okay, I aspire to be that, but
That's amazing. I mean, like I said, you at the Coliseum, so it's not going to be small.
no, we started at the Hilton.
Okay. I think I remember seeing.
Started at the Hilton.
I remember.
Outgrew that. Went to USF. Outgrew that space, and I can remember going to the Coliseum. I was like, man, this is so big, but can we get here? I aspire to come and do something.
And look
here.
at you now.
Yes.
And so you got it'll be a hair and fashion show too. So,
Hair and fashion
so you got the runway.
We got the runway.
Okay, tell me
Yeah,
about
got
that
the
experience.
models. Yeah, so we got at least 20 natural hair models
Okay.
that will be coming to the stage. I need a couple more designers. I had a couple people hit me up, so if some designers are interested in
Well, I know some
displaying
designers.
have them hit me up.
So when you say designer, is that a stylist or that's something different? When you say a designer,
Clothes.
okay, clothes designer, and then you got the hairstylist, and then so what's the difference between somebody who do hair and a stylist?
Okay,
'Cause
so
you got
wait,
some
no,
people that just
so
do
when
hair.
she was saying like she was talking about like a seamstress who actually
Okay,
makes
so the
clothes,
designer,
right?
okay,
Right,
so
the
that's the
clothes.
fashion part of it.
The
So the hair
fashion
and
part,
fashion.
right,
Okay, y'all
right,
gotta,
right.
I'm a little slow sometimes. Y'all gotta.
But you want that song because as soon as I said it, you caught on.
Okay, got it.
There we go.
I just need a little glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
But you got people who do hair, but then you got like stylists, and some of the people who do hair may not be good stylists, and then you got some good stylists that are not like they don't.
So my take it because there's people. It's just like anything. Some people do it for the job, and people do it for the love.
Okay.
And you have people who like actually just focus on natural hair growth.
Okay.
And then you have other people who
Like growing your hair. That's what I mean.
they grow their hair and they go and to take a lot of training and you want to go to them if you got alopecia or anything like that. You have your natural hair. Then you have other people who's like gonna lay your wig down and make it look natural and your edges is coming out the wig. And they're not gonna do the natural styles because they don't do any of that. So people pick their lane and kind of stay in it.
Okay.
And then that's how you pick your stylist depending on what you wanna.
What it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And some of them can do all of it, but then they
They like have a thing that they do like
everybody
the
has an expertise in something
Yeah.
but they can be well rounded.
Yeah, because I've seen like stylists, hair doers that be real good at like growing hair, but that's all they do. And so like it's always the same couple styles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You're as good as your last client.
Okay.
You know, because
As good as your last, you be dropping some jewels. So you as good as your last client thought you were. Okay, all right, I like that.
Because I see someone like, who did that? But they love it. So I'm like,
So
who am I to say that the technique wasn't there?
Okay, right.
Listen,
Ooh,
there's a market for everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. I look at you be like, how did that happen? You know what? You don't know what they're going for in their market.
Right. No, that's right. And then so just tell me about like age ranges and just kind of is it open to any age range?
It's open to any age range. Kids under 6 are free.
Okay.
It's something for everybody, men, women, children. So when I added on the mental health component, I'm actually contacting a guy probably today to have like a cigar, little bar outside or whatever.
Okay.
People are like, what they got to do with that? It's a whole experience.
Yeah.
It's like people want to really put you in a box and say, well, no, you shouldn't have, like, I don't have vegan, I don't have this. Look. Okay.
full
This is
experience.
a full
Yeah.
experience.
And you know us, like we are all the things.
And
right?
then you
Yeah.
want to attract the people, so you give the people what they want to come.
Exactly.
Everybody not. I mean, let's be realistic. Everybody don't want to be a vegan.
Correct.
Everybody doesn't
It's
want
so
their
true.
natural
Right.
hair. You know what I
And
mean?
and it's
But
so
they still want to enjoy and feel inclusive
Right.
into the whole experience.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that because I've and I can remember when you talked about the trend in the wave, it was like how it is with a lot of stuff that we do, right? So if you're not doing what I'm doing, then there's something wrong with you, right? So it's like, okay, when I'm natural, you know, when people wake
Right.
up,
Oh, girl, you
like,
see it?
you
The
just
hair
woke up.
change.
Look.
Yeah, the hair
Right.
change.
There you
See,
go,
I love
girl.
that.
You
Thank
still
you for
getting
doing
that
it.
burner?
Hair
You
change.
still getting that relaxer?
You know it's causing cancer, right? You know.
No, you got the creamy crack.
Right.
Oh man, they start talking about your pineal gland and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And like,
And then you're no longer a part of like the it crew. Then they become the mean girls.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You don't want that.
because now they're natural and you still like,
Right.
I'm not like there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be there. That's
Right.
the beauty of like being human.
Yeah,
Is we're all individuals, right? We all have
Yeah.
our own DNA. We all have our own imprint that we put in the life, and if we were all clones, it would be so boring.
yeah. I guess we take
So
off.
can you tell me how can people get tickets to come?
How can they get tickets? They can go to the website, thenaturalexperience.org. They can order get their tickets on there. They can go to Eventbrite, The Natural Experience. They can get their tickets there. They can go to Consuela Shop. She has tickets there on Central Avenue, 1614 Central Avenue. Tia T Salon. Queen Bee Salon has tickets over on Fifth Avenue North. It's off of 37th Street. I know I got the address somewhere. And I'm looking to another couple of locations in Tampa and Bradenton and stuff because it's a
It's a
whole
Bay Area.
the whole area.
Really, you say you got people coming from
Yes,
all
I had
like,
somebody call
around the
me,
state and
the
country, right?
country.
Yeah.
It is going down.
They have a braid and lock competition. So I had a young lady call me. She said, "I'm coming in for the lock competition, but I want to be a vendor. Can I come?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, because I got products and everything." I said, "Okay." She said, "But I'm coming from Illinois." It's like, "What made you want to come to this?" She's like, "It's Florida in
Right.
March." Like,
Who-
why
Why
wouldn't I?
wouldn't you
Right.
not
Say,
wanna
and-
go
Who
there?
doesn't want to be in Florida except
In
Floridians?
March.
Right.
Yes, that's what it is.
I don't complain,
Yeah.
but the only people that complain about Florida is Floridians.
Yeah. WTF,
She
right?
said, "I'm coming
Welcome
to
to
compete.
Florida.
I'm coming to show y'all what I got." I said, "Come on."
And so tell me about the lock competition. So how because I know that, like you usually like judge things. Do you have
Yes.
like a panel and all of that
Yes,
stuff?
I
Tell me
got
about that. What does that look
professionals
like?
coming in, and they're going to be judging the competition. We got $5,000 on the line.
See, you got to say
Cash
that.
and prizes.
Oh, okay. So now,
Y'all heard that?
now I know how to do locks.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm finna let me put my bid in.
$5,000 to win up the lock.
Well, it'll be over the lock and braid competition.
Okay, so lock and braid.
Correct.
And they're doing it at the
They're
actual
doing
experience.
it at the experience. So the braid and lock competition, a quarter of the head has to be done at the competition. So
Okay.
they can go to the prep area and they have to complete it. It's a complete look.
Okay.
So it's from head to toe kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, how do you become one of these models? Because
it's
Look, you
gonna
talking
be
to the lady right here?
it's gonna be on the competitor. They pick their models for
Okay.
this. And
Okay.
I think, and right now none of my competitors are from this area. I
Wow.
don't even think they're from the state of
Come on,
Florida.
St. Pete. What
I-
you doing? Come
Oh,
on,
so
Tampa
I
this
got
Bay
people
area. What
coming
you doing?
in,
Yeah.
and it's called the best of the Bay, but I'm like, I got nobody
From
in
the
the
Bay.
Bay trying to
So
compete.
listen, I'm finna tag some
Yeah.
people right now that I know because there's some good braiders here,
Yeah.
right?
We got whole braiding schools around here.
right.
Yeah.
Now
Get
listen,
in.
my St. Petians.
That's a new word.
That's okay.
I heard it yesterday with Jab.
Oh, he said that yesterday.
Yeah.
See?
St. Pete.
Oh, I know. Okay, my St. Petians.
Okay.
Y'all are not gonna let somebody else come in here and show us off.
Yeah, come on now.
If y'all don't get out here and show what we are made of, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Real deal.
Come get this money.
We just added on a barber competition.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
Consuela is
Ooh.
over the barber competition. So anybody who's wanted to compete in that, contact Consuela, and she
Okay.
is handling. I want to say there may be 2 levels: the student and then the professional.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So I say, okay, since we got this male thing going on.
Yeah, you got
with
black
that.
bring them in. Something for the bruh.
You know what I want to say? This sounds like I'm throwing this out there right in. It sounds like the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club need to be like there.
I think so.
I think we need to be live in effect and let the people know what's going on. I just thought I'd throw that out.
Okay, you got that. You got so it's the 10th annual Natural Hair Health and Beauty Expo is what I'm seeing on the flyer. The Natural Hair Experience. I'm loving this. It is on Sunday, March the 19th. Tickets, what's the general admission? $15, $25 at the door. And it's going to be at the Coliseum. I mean, it looks amazing. So main stage performances, free health screening, vendor fair, over 80 businesses. You said that's 100 businesses now.
Correct.
That was just at the time of print.
Right.
We had to have it ready for print. Hair and fashion show, braid and lock competition, men's suite, food trucks on site. Man, it's gonna be.
So you need that over. It's free parking.
Yeah.
It's $10 for students.
Okay.
So I think somebody just asked me. They were like, "Well, somebody come last minute at the door." That's why I want you to get your tickets early.
Yeah,
so that you're not at the door talking about
yeah.
it's gonna be 50 for the two of us. Look.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, it's March the 19th.
Right. Y'all know how. First of all, y'all know how this goes.
You got time now.
You buy early, you get a discount.
Yeah, that's how that works.
You there at the front door, it's premium price.
Real deal.
You know, so why I got y'all and we're talking about prices. I thank y'all for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost to the end. Thank y'all for commenting and tagging people, telling them to wake up and letting them listen to us. Send us some stars. Thank you, Sierra, for your stars. I saw it, but we were talking, so I couldn't say thank you. We appreciate the stars. If you've never sent stars before, you know that first 200 is free from Facebook. Send them to us. We appreciate it. If not, they're a centerpiece like any great deal. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. We appreciate it. We're doing a marathon right now. Our goal is $2,000. We need to reach our goal. We're going to reach our goal with the help of y'all.
Yep.
Please donate. We had the donate button. It's up there, live in effect. Go ahead, do that. Did I miss anything?
No,
and we have to give away these Fergs books.
Yep.
Come on. Now I'm about to tell you. So here you go. The answer is Dr. Swain. Somebody else put it in there so I can give you some Fergs books.
Look, there we go. It's an open book test.
There you go. I just
opened
the book. We talked about Dr. Swain at the beginning.
Okay.
So somebody tell me what we talked about, please.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint me.
Or just give us a Dr. Swain fact that you know, if you know one of them.
I win the Fergs books.
Fergs books for you. You get a Ferg book. You get a Ferg book. You get a Ferg book. All right. So,
well, his daughter graduated with me from Lakewood.
Okay.
Which one?
Shauna.
Okay.
See, there you go. So you got some Ferg books.
There you
go. For the Black History Fact. Okay. And so, if there was anything that you like to say to the people, like just about the natural hair experience, if it was like a final message that you like to give them, what would that be?
I would like everybody, especially my St. Pedians,
Yeah.
to know that I created this because I grew up with Ebony Fashion Fair here, and as a child, and it left, and it was like, okay, I wanted to create something that my children, my grandchildren could be proud of. My family, majority of my family is here, so this was still my home. I live in Tallahassee.
Right.
I come home to still do this. Tallahassee wants me to bring this there very bad. Tampa wanted me to take this over there. Clearwater, I was like, nah, it's still something about St. Pete.
Right.
And sometimes your St. Pete people don't make it easy to have stuff.
Okay.
And I saw a post recently saying, it's not popular to support somebody until somebody else is supporting them.
I heard that.
You know?
Yeah.
And the love is coming in.
Just be somebody else. So
right.
That's the thing.
They may not be my tribe.
Until somebody else is supporting them, then everybody, let's just be somebody else.
Let me tell you, she's
here. And we all support them.
Can I say you're here to stay, right? Because you're here to stay.
To stay with
right here, like the show.
Yes.
The show. I know you're
in Tallahassee. Like,
do not let
this is live
St. Pedians, do not let everybody else come in and take over your city, and then you complaining, talking about I'm better than her. I should have won. You should have registered.
So here's the thing, though. You've been doing this 10 years with this particular experience. You know that all of that's part of what comes with it, and so you have to apply your focus the way you apply it. And again, I know it's going to be a magnificent event just because of how the way you've shown up in this space and your attention to detail, like you know what you're talking about for real. Like you're not like Like for real, the words that you use, like you really study your craft. I can tell that just from our interaction. And so I would like to encourage everybody to make sure that you get a ticket, make sure that you go to the Natural Hair Experience. It's going to be amazing. I think Tampa Bay Breakfast Club now, and we'll be there.
Yes.
And that is a Sunday, so that's one of the days.
This
where,
one of those
so let's talk with Power
days.
Plug and see if we can.
Oh yeah, well, Shar's gonna be there.
There you have it. So we'll
So
be
you
there.
know Chandra gonna be there.
So we'll be there. We'll
So
absolutely
this,
be in the
and I
building.
want to say congratulations to you. And one, it's so hard to follow your dreams and stay true to your vision because it gets hard. And you know, when you first see it, a lot of times it's not like when you first start, it's not what you envision. And it's really hard and you get discouraged on it. But you stay true to your course and look at where you're at right now. And then, like you were saying here, is people in your own hood and your friends don't get the vision, but that deter you. So if you're listening right here, don't let that deter you. Once God give you something, you need to stay true to it and follow it. And if you make it, they will come.
Yes.
That's all I want to say. Do you have an ask him?
I do.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so we're
And you
gonna
can ask him.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, just we'd love to hear your thoughts. And so, Ask Qiana is a segment where we just talk about like all things relationships, you know, hot topics, questions from our audience. And so today's Ask Qiana, we have that's right. You're gonna need a sip. It sounds like one of them segments. So, Ask Qiana. Hold on. So, a woman's best friend is a chronic cheater. Her significant other feels uncomfortable and doesn't want them going out together. Is he being unreasonable?
Okay. I'm gonna say
I see both of y'all do that. Oh, okay, interesting.
because it's two sides of that pancake, like everything else. You can have somebody that cheats, and then you have that girlfriend that's trying to talk them into not doing it.
Okay.
But I can see why you're uncomfortable because they say birds of feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should put yourself in situations where it's a possibility that you can disrespect your partner. But you have to trust who you're with. So that's where it goes down to. You have to trust your partner. If you trust them, they can go anywhere and not sample.
So that's a response. Is he being unreasonable?
Yes.
Okay.
Because again, it's about him and her relationship. You know what I mean? And he has to trust his partner. If you don't trust your partner, then what are you doing in this? Because they go to work. They don't got to hang out with their cheater friend to cheat. If somebody's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. They don't need a reason.
Okay.
And he's not in a relationship with the best friend.
Okay.
What do you say?
I can't sleep.
Okay, so
I'll tell you in a minute.
first of all, she had to have shared with her man that her friend was a cheater.
Okay.
Right. And sometimes
Unless
you don't need to tell your friend. This is why you keep some stuff to yourself.
You all are turned up. Go ahead.
Okay, so she shared with her man. Two things either happen. She shared with a man, or he's either witnessed or seen.
Yeah.
You know, some stuff going on.
So he's
like,
aware
right.
of this
So then,
behavior.
you know, so then the conversation is, well, you know, your friend is foul.
Yeah.
Well, that's my girl. You know, this, that, and the other. So now, like you said, you have to trust the person that you're in a relationship with.
Right.
You know, because I'd have heard the adage, you know, birds of a feather, but you could be the one who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
You could be the one who doesn't smoke.
Yeah.
Be the one that doesn't cheat. You know, sometimes you are the designated driver or whatever. So just because my friend, you know, she free with it. That's my girl. I'm gonna hold it down.
Okay.
Make sure, you know, she's safe. But we got the relationship. You can't be, you know, trying to hold me accountable for what she's doing over here or whatever. Because now, are you now questioning, you know, my integrity? I'm a loyal friend. So now, what's the issue that you really have?
Okay.
Loyalty shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't be
No,
per situation. That's just like you're a married man and then your homeboys are not married. And then they say, don't hang out with your single homeboys. Just because we know it's single.
I don't go.
But I mean,
there's places that I go and places that I don't
but you
go.
still don't eliminate him.
Yeah, no, of course
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
And that's what it's saying. It's what it says he's uncomfortable and doesn't want them going out together. It don't say that he don't want them to be friends. He just like, okay, when it's time to go out, it's like a let her go. Yeah, okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it is because I think you have to trust your partner judgment, and then now if she's going to like a big freak fest for single, your significant other shouldn't go.
So
You know what I mean?
Case,
Yeah, it is, but you really have to trust your partner and know that you have the right person, and that their intention is always to make sure that your relationship is intact.
No, I appreciate that, and what you said, it makes sense to me when you said about trusting your partner. You have to be able to trust the person that you with, and know that just because the person who they cool with, demonstrates this behavior, that doesn't mean always necessarily the birds of the feather flock together and all of that good stuff. So yeah, no, that's.
What was your thoughts prior? Because it sounds like we done changed your we done changed your views a little bit. Go ahead.
No, I had to ask myself when we talk about unreasonable. I think it all comes down to something you say all the time. The two people in the relationship are the ones that define it. And so, and I think if she feels like he's being unreasonable, then she's going to respond however she responds. But then you also have this idea of compromising, happy spouse, happy house, all of that whole thing. And so, like, if you know that this is a problem in your household and that he's uncomfortable, then you're gonna do what it takes to make them comfortable, whether that's reassuring them of your behavior, like I'm not my friend, or like, no, you know what? I'm gonna respect the fact that you would prefer that I don't hang out with them and not hang out with them. So it's up to you how you show up. So because people deal with those requests different ways. Like if he's being unreasonable, then that can be like a whole argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or it can be an opportunity for a conversation for growth and all of that stuff. So that's what I was thinking. It was just like,
and depending on the level of maturity, because if you now it comes to, well, I don't think you should hang out with her, and I don't like this, whatever. She's gonna go pick her cutest dress and get dressed.
Okay.
And go look real cute.
Yeah.
Now you mad? You sitting at home because she's still gonna go hang out with this friend. Because now is the level of maturity where you are.
That's
at
what
that
I mean.
time.
That's why I didn't want to respond right away because it's like it's so many levels and layers and nuances to this thing.
And just think about it for a lifetime friend, because your best friend is usually your lifetime. You have a lot invested in that relationship as well, so it's meaningful. Just like the relationship that we had. And and you can't do what the best friend do, and the best friend can't do what you do.
See, see, that's why I said it's layers. Because if it's your best friend and she's a chronic cheater, how much have you been involved in this cheating aspect? Because friends cover friends. And so like if I'm like, okay, hold on, let me get it right. This is your friend. She's a chronic cheater. You know that she cheats. What's your involvement in that? Like, do you she call you and be like, "Hey, if they ask you where I was, this is where I was."
You want me to be 100? I might be the alibi. You know what I mean?
See, I don't like that.
At one point in time, I might.
If you the cheater, don't involve me in your cheat. Like, don't call me. Don't have me.
Let's say at one. But just to say, depending on where you at, and then other times you be like, once you evolve, you be like, "Hey, you do that on your own." Like I've had people that cheat in my life, and I'm like, listen, I respect your partner, and I'm not finna lie to your partner. You do you, but not with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me all the time, though.
You do me.
Like, I'm the alibi if I'm the alibi, but if I wasn't there, I can't remember. Now you mad at me because I can't remember your life. No, I don't play like that. I don't even play like that.
I saw a Facebook post, and the girl say she called her dude's friend and was like, "Hey, is Todd over there?" He was like, "Yeah, he's sleeping on the couch." And then she looked at her man, "See, I told you about." And the dude said, "Keep it with the story." Well, then who's that sleeping on?
He all in.
Right.
He all in. But that's what I mean. That's why I said there's layers and nuances and how you get to pick your struggle, for lack of a better term. But
I'm gonna tell you, just everybody is a different version to everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because I did this for this doesn't mean that I'm doing that to you.
Okay. I got it.
So there you go. We got to do final thoughts.
So
What's your final
Qiana.
thought?
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
My final thought, first of all, you guys are amazing. I love it. I listen to y'all in Tallahassee. So I know y'all had added on some extra days or whatever.
Right.
And I sent my stars in. So
Thank you.
I definitely love the platform and listen to you and everything. So this wasn't I just wanted to come to,
Yeah.
I get to Come on to
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Wait, I told my son,
Coming.
he said, "You can talk to Charlamagne." I said, "I'm going to talk to the real ones."
Real ones, right?
But my final thoughts is, you know what, I love the area. I love my hometown, and I just want everybody to come out and experience it. If you want to, support it, you have the ability to donate on Eventbrite or whatever. Or reach out. Anybody who's wanting the information, reach out to me. 850-212-5712. Had the same number over 20 years. I ain't changing it.
I love that. And you in business for real. That's what happened.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you, when she called, she texted me, and I had a text message from 2018.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she
Yeah,
true to this.
real.
So final thoughts. I'm gonna say be the change you want to be. There's some great events this weekend. Make sure that you show out, support everything that's going on. Black History Month. We're making it Black History here. Big kudos to everybody who's doing great stuff during this month. And then we're gonna continue into March with this and just show Black excellence at its finest. Write down those 5 things that made you smile, that make you happy, melt your heart. Appreciate the people that's here because you don't know when they're going to leave. And that's it.
I agree. So yeah, it's more that needs to be done. It needs to be said. I just want to thank y'all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all that you're doing. This sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. You're right. Black Art and Film Festival this weekend, all the way up until Sunday. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Tap in, y'all. Be the change you want to see and all of that good stuff. It's been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And you are
Marcina.
in the building, baby. We out. Peace.